Hello everyone, and welcome back. So in this tutorial, I've kind of decided that, the overall look of this has become a little bit boring here, so I want to go through and really jazz it up some. So we're going to start off by just hiding this section, coming up here and hiding this, then we'll hide this top. So I want to make this bit look just a lot better. So I'm going to delete these ropes here, then go into this mode, edit mode here, and get rid of all of these cylinders here. Select the vertex here too, Control L, and then we delete them. So now we have those gone. We're going to loop select these faces here, make sure your pivot point is on median, extrude them in, scale them a little bit. I think that will actually scale them to right about here. No, I want to scale them on the y-axis first, and then scale them in some. There we go. And get that a bit more defined. So Shift S, cursor to selected, and now we will add in a cylinder over on the properties on the other side. We can make the cap fill type nothing, or you can just delete them alternatively. And then I also want to make the vertices just 10 because we have a subsurface. So rotate that 90 degrees. And we're going to use this to fill in right here and make a really neat shape here. So let's scale this down a whole bunch. G, scale it up, rotate it, and we'll just line it in here just right. Now it's not long enough, so if we select this end and go to normal, it allows us to grab all of this. Alright, so with the cursor in the center, make the pivot point the 3D cursor, and then Control L and select that entire pipe. And then Alt R, and as you can see, it's ribbing it really weird once again, because we have normal selected. So make it global, Alt R, and then on the right side make it dipole or dupli, and then make the angle 360. Sorry here. Get your numlock on, 360. And then you can turn the steps up to, let's say, 35 for now. There we go. So that's a pretty cool shape here. I might even make that, well, I'm stuck with it now that I went to edit mode. But that's just fine, because I like how that looks. So another bit I want to add is maybe just some sort of thruster kind of just shape here on the end. So I'm just going to select, I don't know, the top section, then the right section, and then maybe even these sections. And we'll just extrude them out. Let's make the selection the median point. Oops, shoot. Scale them in some. Actually, if we make the selection individual origins, it's going down a little bit better. So that's a little bit weird looking, but now we're going to go in and add a bevel modifier like we did to our top. Add bevel, and then move it up one. And there we go, everything's nice and sharp, but a little too sharp, so I'm going to go to angle. And actually default looks really good here. And then we have an issue here. Now what this is the inside breaking through the outside. So we'll just scale that down a little bit. Yes, just like that. Just fine. So now we have some, I don't know, fang type things coming out the side. And we'll also add another loop here, move it down, add one there, move it up, then add one here. So we can take this, scale it out some, scale it up, then we can grab, I think we'll grab all of the inside faces. On the left side under Tools, choose Extrude Individual, and then we still have it on Individual here, so we scale them down, and then change it to median point, extrude them once more, and now we have a nice type of ribbon going on here that I really like. So right up here we don't really have anything at the moment. So let's go through and just add, what have you, maybe we'll just add in 2 small things. And we have to get them the same on the other side. So the best way to do that is just to go this view. Then you can use the C selection tool to just grab one on the opposite side. We'll extrude them, scale them in. And they just add shapes to it, just make it a bit more busy, is really what we're going for. Also, on the inside here, connecting pod racers is generally some sort of electricity. You need something to disperse that. So we'll select these 2 faces right here, extrude them, scale them in, sorry about that, SY, or SZ0, scale them down to some. Extrude it out. Let me see here. Then we can rotate it. Bring them out here again. And then we'll extrude it once more. Bring it in. Extrude it back in. You can see here we'll have our electricity coming out here and connecting to the other one. So we just go in here. Cursor 2 selected. We'll add in a cylinder. We'll keep everything the same. Rotate it 90 degrees. And then we will just scale it in here. And then the nice thing, because we added that bevel, I believe that we can just fill, or we can't just fill it. You want to extrude it, scale it some, and Alt M at center. So we can now just go in and use this, how it is, to disperse our electricity. Just see here if I can extrude that, scale it once more, then scale it out. And you can imagine we'll have it jumping off of there. So another thing that I want to add is almost like a bumper. It's like a spike coming off, just because it'll be cool. It'll make it look a bit more scary here. So we'll just take this, extrude it out, and scale it down. Of course, if you don't like any of these changes, obviously you don't have to add them. It's totally up to you. Just I felt like it was looking really boring as it was. There we go. So if we bring in that top, this one definitely looks a lot more just plain interesting. So the other nice thing though is that we don't actually have to change this top one any, so all of our texturing is about the same. But we do have one issue here, which is how the parent is set up. So it's an easy fix. Shift S, cursor to center. We will delete this one. And of course you can go through and you can add in more ropes and whatnot if you really want to. Shift D. Make your pivot point the period, or the 3D cursor, SX -1. And then we will, this one auto appeared to have auto moved over, so we will just take it and we can control click and just drag it back right on spot. And then we just merely parent it back to this one, object. And now everything should work just fine here. Yeah, and we're going to have these separate so we can animate them differently. So there we have it. Now the only thing we have to add now is some sort of a light. So we can do Shift S, cursor to selected. And we're going to use a curve for this actually. So Shift A, add another curve, Bezier curve. Go into top view, make it the medium point, rotate it with control and you can get this straight. Then we'll Shift S this one to cursor with offset. Go over here and choose the same exact spot here. Cursor to selected. Offset. Now we can turn down the resolution on this a bit. Maybe make it just 3. And then grab these two. Scale them down. because we simply don't need them that large. Select it all, subdivide it 3 times, and then you can go make the depth 0.01 full fill, and we'll just give it a real quick emission texture here. We'll make it a nice pink. Now you can see here. So then if you want it to be wibbly wobbly, you just change your curve. Actually, that's looking pretty rough, so we'll turn up the resolution here some. And then you also have to turn the resolution up on your fill object. Now if we try to render this real quick, you can see we have a nice light in between. So that's pretty silly looking how it is. So we'll make it a dark blue, and then we will make the medium point the 3D cursor. We can duplicate it, go into side view and rotate it 180 degrees. Let's see, how can we do this? You have to go into edit mode first. Cursor just selected. And then now we can rotate it 180 degrees. And then just make it line up. Alright, you can do that. And then you can Shift D. And once again, we can just rotate it around here. Doesn't work as well as I thought it was going to, but that's not a big deal. You can see what we're trying to do here is get them to just all line up here on this. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't quite right. So we have this, and that's just going to be a bit more cinematic looking. So here, don't want to do a full render, just a viewport render. There we go, and that looks pretty cool actually. And then of course you can animate how those move and everything. So that'll be it for redoing how our design for the pottery. So we can of course go through, and you can take that blue emission, you can add it in here. If you want to make these ribs glow or anything, you can do that. It's easy to go overboard, so I'm not going to. But yeah, have fun with it, and thank you for watching.